Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeout Hope you're doing well. So today I'd like to discuss a product category that you can find at flea markets, and that's wholesale secondhand clothing. Now, there is a demand for secondhand clothing, and there are a lot of people that do sell secondhand clothing at flea markets, so it does seem to be a viable business option. But one thing that I have found through experience, through speaking to flea market vendors, through interacting with flea market vendors that I supply, is that the cost of new clothing has decreased so much that it could be very similar in a price range to secondhand clothing. So if you are going to consider selling secondhand clothing at a flea market, you need to visit flea markets and see how much is new clothing being sold for. Just to give you an idea, I've sold brand new sundresses in my warehouse for as low as $2 each. Yeah, they were made in China. They didn't have a brand name, right? It was a generic private label dress. It was decent, right? But nothing, nothing to like get excited about. It wasn't a dress comparable to Calvin Klein, but it was still a decent dress. And I sold it at a wholesale price of $2 each. Now, imagine you go to a flea market and there's a vendor now selling that dress they bought for me at $2, and they're selling that dress for $3. And there's another vendor that's selling a used dress for $2. So someone might say, just for an extra $1, I could get a brand new dress, which is going to be brand new, so it looks nicer, it's in better condition, and so on. On the other hand, if someone has a secondhand dress, which let's say it's a Calvin Klein dress, and it's in relatively good condition, and a Calvin Klein dress retails, let's just say, for $120, and they sell that secondhand dress for $5, so sure, people could be interested in that dress. But you have to first of all see if you can sell secondhand clothing at the flea market, and you also have to see if the customers that frequent that flea market, if they're the customers who would be, willing or interested in buying secondhand clothing. Now, as far as where to get secondhand clothing, you could go to thrift stores, and if you do want to get into secondhand business, I don't sell secondhand clothing, but you could go to, contact the corporate offices for the thrift store chains, which is Goodwill, Salvation Army, there's other thrift stores, and find out if you could buy it by the pallet. You want to buy it in bulk. This you get a lower price. And while I'm not an expert in used clothing and secondhand clothing, I do know that there are different grades. I believe there's A, B, C. A being the best grade, B being the middle grade, C being the lowest grade. As far as I know, those are the grades, but it's possible there are even additional grades. And what I recommend is you actually go there in person, see what the different grades are, and then see if that clothing would work at the flea market where you're selling at. All right, my website is closeoutexplosion.com. The next time you are in New York, you're welcome to visit my warehouse. Thank you and have a great day.